Hi everyone, I'd like to ask you to please like and subscribe to get more of my content. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to focus on adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. So a polynomial, let me just type this, polynomials. We want to focus on adding, subtracting, and multiplying. I spelled polynomial wrong. Spelling happens. Okay, so let's make that a little bigger. It's easy to see. Perfect. Alright, so adding and subtracting and multiplying polynomials may seem difficult. First, we gotta figure out what a polynomial is. A polynomial is any expression that is 3 or more terms. So that's normally in the sense of a to the x of, say, n plus or minus, I'll put plus, b to the x of n minus 1. That's where that goes. Plus, again, c x and minus 2. Okay? And then so on and so forth until you get to, like, say, z x to the 0. Okay, this can be as many of these long. It can be at small as 3, at most like infinity. So we're going to focus on ones that only have 3, just to make our lives a little easier. So to add these together, or to subtract these, adding and subtracting. Adding and subtracting, there we go. There are a few things that need to be met. Some rules and restrictions. We can only add / subtract like terms. That's the one main rule for adding and subtracting. We can only use like terms. So a like term, any number, or I'll put any term, that has the same letter and exponent as another is a like term. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. Let's again insert equation so it looks all fancy. Say I have 5x to the third plus 2x to the third. Okay, so following this, I only add and subtract like terms. Any term that has the same letter and exponent as another is a like term. I'll put term there. So these both have x. First step, good. They both have the same letter. They both have the exponent of 3. So good. These are like terms, but I can add these together. So this is 7x to the third. Okay, so now let's do another example and see if these are like terms. Okay, so same numbers. I just changed one of the exponents. So now I have both have x's. Perfect. First step, good. This one has a 3. This one has a 2 for an exponent. 3 and 2 are not the same number, so this cannot be added together. So our answer for this is just 5x to the third plus 2x squared. Okay. So that's adding and subtracting. The only things that have to be are like terms. So let's get an example of a larger set of this one. So an example. Oops. There we go. Okay. So let's see this. So I say I have 5x cubed plus 2x minus 4x cubed plus 2x to the second minus x plus 1. There we go. All right, so let's see what this looks like. Again, we could only do like terms, but now we have this negative sign in between. So let's deal with that first. This means everything inside of this set of parentheses the sign has to change. Has to be the opposite. So let's rewrite this. Okay, so the first parenthesis is going to go away. I don't need that anymore. So 5x cubed plus 2x. 5x cubed plus 2x. Okay? So minus negative 4. So this sign changes to a negative. This sign changes to a positive. This sign changes to a negative. And that parenthesis goes away. Okay. So now we can look for like terms. I'm going to do what I can to highlight these. Alright, so first biggest exponent is a 3. There are no other x cubes. So negative 4x cubed is my first number. Now I go to the x squareds. So I have one here. Let me highlight that in yellow. Oop, not the entire thing. Alright. So I have one here, I have the 5x squared, and I have the negative 2x squared. So this is plus 5 minus 2 x squared. Oops. It's not where I want it. Plus parentheses 5 minus 2 x squared. Okay. Now we go to the x's. Well, I have a 2 and a 1, so that's 2 plus 1. Plus 2 plus 1 x. Then I have no 1 without the x, but that 1, so it just gets tacked on the end. Okay. Now we have to do some simplification. So 5 minus 2, well, that's 3. 2 plus 1, that's 3. Okay. This has now been completely added and simplified. This can't go any further, so we're going to stop there. Okay. I know it seems a little crazy, but the more you do these, the better it will get. This, remember, goes step by step. Okay. The next one is multiplication of polys. Okay, so this one is a lot more straightforward kind of thinking. All it's doing is the distributive property. So all this is the distributive property. Okay, that's all this is going to be. Whether it's distributing 1 term, 2 terms, 5 terms, it's still the same property. Okay. After the distributive property, though, there is a second step. You have to then combine like terms, because there may be similar terms after the multiplication. Alright, so let's get an example of 5x squared. I'll try to keep the numbers small. Minus, I'll do it simple way. Okay. Then we have x squared plus 2x minus 4. Okay, so let's multiply these together. Like I was saying, this is the distributive property. So this 5x squared is going to go to the 2x, to here, and to here. To the x squared, to the 2x, and to the negative 4 separately. Okay. So that is going to be, back to my equations. So 5x squared times x squared, that's 5x to the 4th, plus 5 times 2 is 10, x squared times x is x cubed, and then 5 times 4 is 20, so that's negative 20 x squared. Because that's a simple multiplication. This one had no combining of like terms, because there's a 4, a 3, and a 2. There are no same exponents. So let's see if I get one that you do combine like terms on as another example. So let's see. Let's do it this way. So we get 1x squared plus x times 4 minus 2x. Okay, let's try that. It will come up if there are any like terms at all. Okay. There may not be. Again, these are just kind of out of my head. So again, distributive property, but now we have to do it twice because there's two numbers here. So first, I have to do the 1x squared to both the 4 and the 2. And then I have to do the x to the 4 and to the negative 2. Okay, so let's go through this. So 1x squared times 4 is just 4x squared. So 4x squared. Okay, and then I have 1x squared minus 2x, so that is negative 2x cubed. Okay. Then I have the x times 4, so that's just 4x. And then I have the x times negative 2x, that's negative 2x squared. Okay, so let's go through and see if we have any like terms. I have a 3, but no one else has a 3. I have a 2 and a 2. Perfect. I have a like term right here, the 4 and the 2. So let's start to rewrite this. So the biggest one, negative 2x cubed. Nothing else is like that. So I have plus 4 minus 2x squared. And then I have plus 4x, because that's the only term left. Okay, so now we can simplify this a little bit. What we can do is 4 minus 2, well, that's just positive 2. I can simplify this one step further as well, because they all have a 2 in common, they all have an x in common. But it didn't ask us to do that, it just wanted us to multiply it together. So I'm going to leave it just like this, because that is the correct answer. It's not in simplest form, but that is a correct answer. If I go to simplest form, I'll most likely get something similar to what we started with. Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful. Again, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content. And if you want to see something specific, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to focus on that topic. All right. Well, thank you and hope to see you again soon.